A pretty dramatic day today for Tesla stock. We just saw that Tesla is dropping 7% after Reuters, or I think Bloomberg, came out with news that the Robotaxi day that we are all waiting for on August 8th is delayed until probably October. So pushed out 2 months or something like that. And yeah, everyone is panicking, thinks, oh my God, the war is ending, FSD is not coming, 2 months delayed. So what is going on? Now, as you all know, I was very critical of FSD. I think there are some major problems people overlook with the launch. And the main criticism or skepticism I had about FSD rollout was that Elon on the shareholder day had no answer or seemed to have never thought of remote control problems, right? What happens if a robotaxi gets stuck? What's going to happen? How do we intervene, and who takes over the wheel? Do we do it like Waymo, or how do we do it? The fact that Elon had no answer and seemed like on stage to think about it, like, oh, maybe remote control would be good. That told me Tesla is utterly unprepared right now to actually roll out FSD in the real world. And I think what was happening in Elon's mind is they are focusing on the core technology, or on having a superior FSD solution, which they have, end-to-end neural nets. I think they're amazing. No real competition. They will own the whole space. But there was an operational gap between the vision and the core technology and operational rollout, because Elon actually didn't think about that until then. Now, I think what is happening, and why I think this delay to October might be uber bullish, or at least there might be a possibility it's uber bullish, is Elon probably in his mind realized at this point, looking at media and X conversations and YouTube, maybe he watched my video. Just kidding. But Elon might have thought, well, wait a moment. I think this is actually ready for prime time, and we should actually roll it out. And I think he might have had this thought only at the shareholder meeting. And he thought, let me think. If we do this in August, my plan was to reveal a cyber taxi, right? A cyber cab, a prototype. It looks amazing, hype, everything is great. And then he realized, no, if I do that, that's actually falling short, because now everyone expects a rollout plan for the actual commercial service, at least piloting it. And I do not think they were prepared for that. And I think what's happening now, potentially, if I was Elon, I was reading everything and thinking about the progress of IC and FSD, and I realized we are actually ready for having a 10x better than human system in early 2025 or end of this year. Maybe it's time to do a real rollout. And maybe we are not ready for that in August. But because it's Tesla, all the criticism I had that this rollout is not prepared and will not happen soon, my whole argument that FSD will take more time is based around the observation that Elon is not really focusing on that, on the operational commercial rollout, step by step. If that changes, if Elon now says, no, I am going to focus on that and I'm going to make it happen, of course it's going to happen. So I think the delay to October, there are only two possible reasons. The first reason is they just screwed it up. They're behind schedule. They can't get the unveil done, and it's kind of bad news. The other reason, which I think is more likely, is that they realized, wait, if we do an unveil in August and we do not talk about these things, the stock will drop. It's going to make us look bad, because now expectations are that this actually has to happen in 2025. If we start preparing 2025, what is the earliest we can show something and give some indications? Maybe it's October. So maybe this delay is uber bullish, because maybe we will see things in October that weren't even planned to show in August. And as I said in my FSD criticism video, that it's delayed until 2027 plus. What we need to see are hard catalysts. And what we need to see is that Tesla's actually preparing a concrete commercial rollout, which means pre-subscriptions or pre-downloads or subscriptions for the app, the ride-sharing app in certain pilot regions, operational plans and infrastructure for remote control driving and takeover when robotaxi has a problem, geofencing, which is inevitably also part of that. You need geofencing. I know that's a big debate and everyone hates it, but in order to actually have something that works in the beginning, you need all of these things: remote control, geofencing, the app. And, who knows? I think it might be possible that this is exactly in preparation now. Now, what does it all mean for the stock? I think the upwards momentum of Tesla stock, the parabolic upwards move that I predicted will continue throughout earnings all the way to 88, is definitely broken. So forget about this. The stock might now drop back a lot. I don't think so. I think it's going to hover around 230, 240, but let's see. I think earnings will come in very, very good. But a lot of stuff is now priced in. That was Robotaxi anticipation. So I think earnings come in very good. Will not move the stock too much, probably. And we will hover around under 300, between 200 and 300. That's the most likely outcome here. And in general, I am kind of, if I'm right, that October will actually now yield some more things that would have been impossible to show in August, I think this entire situation is very good because it smoothens out the stock. Because if they had kept the August date and not have revealed any hard catalysts, the stock would have gotten up above 300 in anticipation. There would have been a big disappointment and the stock would have dropped. And then we would have seen a depressed phase for quite a while, probably a year or half a year until Optimus or something else becomes available. So this way, I think it's smarter. The stock will become a little suppressed now. The anticipation for October will build. In October, they will reveal more. And the delta between October and the actual real world action is much less, right? Because if they say, okay, now we are rolling something out in July next year or something, that's going to be very, very bullish. So I think what, the impact here on the stock is it will smoothen out the upwards trajectory. So instead of going to 300 and dropping to 250, we are going to hover around 250, then gradually go to 300 and then 350. Not investment advice, just my best guess right now. Everything can happen. Anything can happen. So that's my takeaway on the entire situation. Very exciting day. And always take the long-term view. I think August was premature. I think Elon in his mind was thinking, well, let's present some cool tech, some super awesome design and make everyone excited. He realized that won't be enough at this point because now everyone expects a real thing. And he said, maybe we can build something real in by October and actually provide a schedule with operational planning, the thing I called for all along, that we need that. And if I observe that Tesla is actually putting their operational hat on and the compromise hat and say, okay, this needs to be rolled out. We need remote control. We need geofencing. We need to now start doing real world business with this. It's going to be incredibly bullish. And if I see this happening at high priority for Elon, I will also calibrate some of the things I said in the FSD video, in my critical FSD video, and that might accelerate the timeline for FSD. It's all a management priority problem. Of course, if Elon would put his mind on FSD rollout, operational rollout, we could see acceleration. So let's see what happens. We are going to stay on it very closely. I think it smoothens out the stock right up, makes it less volatile. Let's see what happens. Earnings is next. And yeah, I hope you stay tuned. I will give you updates whenever important things are happening. And see you around soon. Oh, we have 59 live viewers. That's very cool. So I decided to make this live. We will just turn it into a conventional video here today. But everyone who's live, hi, great to see you guys. And let's see what happens next. Goodbye.